Hello, it is I, Ange, the bearded lady from the Hairy Game Lords, and tonight, us Hairy Game Lords, Ozzy Phil, and James is...
the Pilgrim?
The Pilgrim. And the Pilgrim, we have played this. Chronicles of Crime! What do we think about it? Well. I have to say, so I got this from Kickstarter, and it arrived quite a while ago, and it was one of those games I was really, really excited about getting. And then what happened was, when I opened up the box, and found in it, I don't want things to fall out, but I basically found this in it. So there was some stuff there, there's the board, but then I just saw this one pack here and one pack here, and saw, oh, there's like some other packs in there that are empty, spaces for other packs. I was just really disappointed. And I thought, what have I bought? Little did I know how much I've actually bought. It is brilliant, and it's all contained on the app. And actually, so yes, they've gone ahead, Lucky Duck have gone ahead and created a box so that I can put expansions into it. And hey, I'm a big fan of that. But what is brilliant about this game is that there is so much to do. So it is very much driven through an app on the phone. Here's my invisible phone. And there's an app on there. And so it comes with 5 different... Well, there's basically 3 scenarios based in London. And this is what these cards are. So 3 scenarios. Thank you, Ozzy Phil.
Lovely assistant.
Beautiful assistant. One of the scenarios, or one of the scenarios, has 3 different chapters in it. Fantastic. And then there's a tutorial as well, and the tutorial is very helpful and just kind of like very basic and very helpful. Just kind of shows you how to do everything and stuff like that. But it's still fun at the same time. So what I like about it is there's a lot of games coming out at the moment that are this whole kind of thing of they're like consumers. So you play a game of it, and then you either like rip up the cards, or it's like a legacy game where you put on stickers, something like that, where you do something and you can't do it again, basically. So once you've done it once or a few times through, that's it. The game is done. Time stories, for instance. You go through the pack of cards. Once you've done that whole quest, you can't do it again, and so therefore, what do you do? Well, you sell it on, or you just have it on show, or whatever like that. But this game, it's brilliant. So there's so much stuff that you can do in London. Of course, it's a massive city, and a great city. But then there are other expansions coming out. There's one called Noir, and there's another expansion to do with like some place in America, Redwood, like a kids play, like a Stranger Than Fiction, whatever it is, Stranger Things kind of thing. So there's loads of different scenarios that can happen. Also on the app, there's new stuff coming out that you can buy, so new stories and stuff like that. And so the replayability is massive. And so just loads and loads of fun. What else can I say about it? Love the artwork. So the artwork's really it's fun. It's not like ha comical, but neither is it's not like gritty. It's just really good artwork. So you've got the different scenes of London and stuff like that. But then like the characters. So I don't want to do any kind of spoilers or anything like that. But here is so it's this kind of like artwork here. That kind of really good drawing. I mean, check out that guy's beard. This guy should be a Hairy Game Lord. Look at that. It's beautiful. This could be Ozzy Phil later on in life. Could be me. But yeah, so the artwork is, I don't know, it's not gritty, it's not kind of like real life, but it's this kind of like comic-esque, I don't know, stylized, well, not stylized, but it's good. I like it. It fits really well with the game. The game is really good group game. It's 1 to 4 players. I think as a one player you would struggle, especially when you're doing the scenes and looking at the scenes. You've got about 30 seconds to look at everything and then find it in the cards as well. One thing that we did do is that we'd listened to a few reviews and they had said because it was app driven, it can be a little bit boring, and the downtime with one person looking at the app and scanning all the different cue codes, the downtime for all the other players is pretty long. So what we did is we screen shared it up to the TV. So we didn't play it in our games room. We played it in the lounge with the TV, and that helped everybody else feel immersed in the game. So whatever anyone was seeing on the phone, everyone else was seeing on the TV screen, including when somebody was looking around the room at the scene. Everybody was able to see that. And so that was really good. And you still needed that time to go back in and look again because there was so much to see in the 30 seconds or so that you had. So yeah, loads of cool stuff there. And I'm sure Ozzy Phil's got more stuff to bring to the table, so to speak. But I loved it and I cannot wait to play it again. It's one of those games that's really immersive, really fun, and I'm going to be thinking through what we could have done better, what we could do again, even on the same thing. It's brilliant. Can't wait to play my next game, my next instalment of Chronicles of Crime. Yes.
Hello. What have we got here? Just Chronicles of Crime. It's a bonus. Oh, my days. As the bearded lady said, we played it in the lounge, cast it to the telly so everyone was immersed in this game. We didn't have a big enough table in there, and we didn't want to set it up on the floor because Elmo could have run over and kicked stuff around. So had it up on 3 smaller tables, which weren't enough. But this game, it's so out of character for me. Having come from a tabletop background with miniatures, and they're the sort of games I look for. Something with decent miniatures you can get your hand in and paint. But I was so excited to come tonight to try this game, try something new, just spice it up. And the fact that it was app-driven was one of the things that intrigued me. I thought, I've got to see how this plays. Cheers, Beards. Yeah, now if we had to have one person looking at that and the others just looking around, talking amongst themselves while, for example, I was just scanning cards for different actions, it'd get pretty tiring very quickly. But up on the telly, it's a winner for everyone. Highly recommended if you can do it that way. We played... what was it?
Curse of the Pharaoh?
Yes, Curse of the Pharaoh. We thought, it's an easy one. We'll start with the easy one, yeah.
We're obviously crap detectives.
Well, we're not crap. We got a lot of it right.
We did get a lot.
We just couldn't prove it. But, it was fantastic. And as I've just said, we went into the chief at the end and went, we reckon this is the person who's done it. And we answered the questions that come up at the end to say how you've come across that, who shot who stole this, who did that. We knew some of those people and we had suspicions on others, but we couldn't get the evidence that we needed to back it up some of the places. Small things that I'd like to have seen was you're expected to finish within a time frame to get maximum points. That's not indicated anywhere until you finish. The other bits were...
Yeah, as in, we didn't know how the long period of time. We were told there was a time limit, but we didn't know how long it would be.
Yeah. Just to know you've got, for example, 8 hours to solve a case would then set you to thinking about which actions you would take, because going from one location to another cost you 20 minutes, which is not bad going through London, let's be honest. But then to interview someone or ask someone about another person or an item, it takes 5 minutes. So, you can get quite flippant and you can ask someone about everything that's on the board that you may have brought up as a potential suspect or an item of interest. And that's just wasting your time. So I think to know that time frame at the start, I've got to solve this case in 8 hours, I would have thought more about what specific questions I'd ask and hunt down certain people quicker than we possibly did. But it did tend to lead us to more locations we were expecting. As I said, we would have got 60 out of 100 for this one particular one. And even looking at the solution, we've just gone, what? No. There was no way we could make that link. But we're dead keen to play this game again, and we would go back to this Curse of the Pharaohs for two reasons. One, to see if we can make certain links that we've discovered in the solution. But two, it was damn good. And we'd like to be better. There was another reason, and it's just...
but it was to do...
Get in here.
It was to do with the time thing. Lean over a little bit more.
Oh.
So with the whole time thing, what can happen is that over a matter of time, events can happen, and so we'd like to play it again and do different things and see if those events happened the way that they happened because of the time that we spent on it.
Yes.
Also that's it. The questioning thing.
We don't know if they're a linear game, if you understand. Just like the old platform games and the video games, just A to B. Although you can jump around a bit, is it just a set story? We want to try and find out in our next playthrough of this one, if you make a different decision, does it branch off and provide you with an alternative outcome to the crime that you're investigating? So yes, we're dead keen to play it again.
Absolutely. And then another thing is that sometimes it's not completely clear. So sometimes we were left kind of like, we almost felt a bit stalled on like, what are we supposed to do next? And so there was a time where we thought, well, we really need to take this guy into questioning, but we don't really know how to do that.
Yes. And having had a quick flick through the old rule book, it doesn't bring it up, and this was a slight concern. To bring someone back into the station to Scotland Yard for questioning, you actually have to go back to that location, talk to the captain, scan the person that you want him to ring up and get back into Scotland Yard to get him out of your way so that you can go questioning other people. Small things like that, just either in the rule book or in the tutorial. If you want to get someone back to the station, you need to be in that location, talk to the captain. Minor, but it took us a good 5 minutes of how do we do this? How do we do? I don't know. Do we try this? So we were also aware that trying different options were costing us time. So when we hit upon it and it worked, we were lucky, but it could have cost us more time unnecessarily.
Yeah, and I think it did. We lost out on points because our mission took us just 10 minutes over the time limit that we had to solve the case in.
And we're not telling you that time because we're not going to spoil it for you.
And so, it was that case of, those were two things that we probably just wasted time doing because we were a bit like, what do we do now? We know we need to get this guy in for questioning, but we're not sure really what to do. So that was 2 different scans that we did, and it was just like, I guess for me also, another thing for me that I would love to see happen, and I don't know how easy that it is to happen because I'm sure there's quite a bit of cost to it, and that is, for me, I'm dyslexic, and I found it was very word-driven based, and I would love it for us to, when meet a character, instead of me having to read the dialogue box, I'd love for the app to read it for me in the character's voice.
An audio option would be absolutely brilliant.
It would be brilliant, and for us, it would make it, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
The theme is there, but it would make it so much more there. And obviously, it's a huge expense for studio time and actors and all that kind of stuff. But it would be brilliant to do that.
Yeah. I mean, there's only a limited number of different voices that are Scottish, Welsh, Indian that we can come up with. That's all the same person.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, like our Cockney went off into Australian, and that was just my Cockney went off into Australian loads of times. So yeah, and our accents were pretty weird.
But yeah, to have, I mean, even if it was staff who were doing the Kickstarter initially, we understand that it is studio time that's recording the voices, but I mean, the staff would, I'm sure, have loved to have provided those voices for the different characters.
Yeah, ace.
When are we playing it next? That's my question.
Yeah. Well, we should try and get some more Hera Game Lords involved. I'm sure Hipster King wants to be involved as well.
Oh, so yes.
We'll get onto it next week sometime. But for now, that was our first thoughts. And if you enjoy our stuff, then please do hit that subscribe button.
Subscribe!
And join us next time for, another video that we do on either a first thoughts or an unboxing or something else.
Or we may be revealing that, yes, it is more than just a linear game and has multiple scenario endings.
We fully recommend that you get Chronicles of Crime. Go out and buy it today.
It's a great way to be a couch CSI man or lady.
Or lady. Bearded lady. Ace. Laters.
Later.